Chelsea Football Club is in a public spat between Clearlake Capital and Todd Boehly. It is evident that Todd Boehly wants to buy full shares of the club, and so does Clearlake Capital. However, yesterday there was an exclusive interview with Ben Jacobs on the byline, and when I tell you he revealed all, I mean he revealed a lot of detail. There's been arguments in terms of who gets to build the stadium and how they're going to do it. There's arguments in terms of recruitment. There's arguments in terms of Pochettino's future, and finally, if Todd Boehly gets in charge, there's going to be a massive outfall. And I'm going to explain every little segment there in the detail that you guys require so that we will understand a little bit more. However, before we get started, I always say this, and I mean this with the bottom of my heart. When you come home from outside, what do? You go wash your hands. When you watch the Kavkas View, what do? You hit the like button straight away, because 1,000 likes is the best way if you're a regular viewer to support the channel. Not super chat, hitting that like button. And furthermore, if you want to subscribe to the channel because you want regular football content, that is positive. I'm telling you right now, I am realistic and I am fair. I am not picking a side here whether I'm Team Iqbali or Team Boehly, because we don't have enough information, nor do we have credible enough information to do so. So let's get started. Let's break this down and let's go through this in chronological order, and let's go. I think what we need to accept is both sides of the party at this moment in time agree on some things and disagree on some things. Because I think the portrayal of this saga at this moment in time is, oh my God, they want a divorce. It's going to be messy. It's going to be nasty. It is disgusting. The kids are going to be crying. One of them is going to be sleeping outside. No, it's not that bad. That is an extremist view, and that is a view that I do not concur with. Ben Jacobs on the byline on Alex Goldberg's podcast actively said this. They agree on the policy of buying young. So this myth that Iqbali wants to buy young and Todd Boehly wants to go buy Neymar and Ronaldo, it's a myth. They both want to buy young because they believe there's resale value and they believe in investing into tomorrow. Furthermore, they both believe into the multi-club system. If they believe in the multi-club system, that means Strasbourg's already there and Chelsea's already there, they will be acquiring another club. They're all on the same page when it comes to that. And the final one, they believe in a data approach. They don't believe in the old school conventional way of you send scouts around, they see someone and they find it. They believe that there needs to be analysts that go through the numbers, that supplement the numbers to the scouts, and then the scouts present the data with the numbers and the analysis to the recruitment team, and the recruitment team go and sign the people. This makes total sense. Now we get to the portion where they disagree. And where they disagree is, Iqbali believes Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart and this current structure, two sporting directors, on a day-to-day basis should be giving him information of what's going on at the club. He is head of the table, he is the tribal chief, he is Roman Reigns, and he's got Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and those two sporting directors feeding him the information. It's as simple as that, right? Todd Boehly, on the other hand, believes there should be one sporting director who's in charge of Chelsea and leads the club forward. For me personally, I like the one person in charge method. I really do. Why I like it is because then we know who's accountable for when things go wrong and who's accountable when things go right. You praise them when it goes right. You slap them on the wrist when it goes wrong. It's as simple as that. When there's too many people in charge, there's too many finger pointing, and this is why I did not want a large consortium, because all of a sudden, everyone wants an opinion, and you get this fiasco. That's the first thing. The big argument that was leading from last summer was Mauricio Pochettino. We know for a fact Mauricio Pochettino was in a press conference before the Bournemouth game, and he was asked about the future of Mauricio Pochettino at Chelsea Football Club. And he said, I had dinner with Todd. It was just me and Todd. And they asked him, any reassurances? He said it was a very positive dinner. It was a lovely dinner. He was very smug about it. That was a man that believed he was going to keep his job. However, come Monday, come the end of review, Iqbali, Winstanley and Lawrence Stewart made a decision that it's time to sack him. And this evidently caused issues, because the reality is Pochettino, according to Ben Jacobs, wanted to stay as long as Todd Boehly made the decision. Todd Boehly did not believe that he should have been sacked. And a lot of people concur with that decision. I'm not one of them. And I'm going to explain to you why. You don't judge the season based off 5 games at the end of the year. The West Ham win was beautiful. The Everton win was beautiful. However, Brighton, Forest and Bournemouth were lucky victories. We got away with it. Go and rewatch that Brighton game. Go and rewatch that Forest game. Hudson-Odoi absolutely cooked us. And go rewatch that Bournemouth game. Because if you look at those games, Bournemouth should have nicked a draw, last kick of the game. Solanke, empty net over the net bar. Raheem Sterling had to save our bacon against Forest. We were losing 2-1. He came on, made it 3-2. And then finally, the Brighton win. We went down to 10 men when Reece James, and they peppered us, man. They were controlling the ball. We were hitting them on the break. And any man that wants to keep Maurizio Pochettino at this club, Todd Boehly, is losing faith from me. I don't like this decision making. That, for me, is a first sign of he didn't want to do what was right for the club. He wanted to do what the fans wanted him to do. I don't like leadership like that. According to Ben Jacobs, Boehly did not believe Pochettino fit the ethos of the club. And for me, I 100% agree with that. He didn't fit the structure that they're trying to implement. He was not the right man for the job. Sacking him was correct. The final pieces of news is regarding the instability, right? If Todd Boehly gets the club, there'll be more instability. And why am I saying this? Clearlake Capital have taken control of the club blatantly. They have decided they are going to be in charge as minority owners of 61%. They will be in control and they will decide what happens with this entity. They make the decisions. They're the president, then the emperor, they're the chief. They are Michael Jackson in this world. If you lot have watched Rush Hour 1, you'll know what lines I'm stealing from there. You know them ones. However, and this is where it gets interesting, Todd Boehly will change the sporting directors and go for one sporting director in that method. However, the stadium is the biggest issue of all. Ben Jacobs reiterated this, and this was so blatantly coming from Clearlake Capital, right, allegedly, that I'm listening to it and I'm like, yo, this is the club's press release. This is what he's been sold. He is telling us publicly, and he's doing his job. That is his job. Go and talk to sources and relay the information on a public network. And this is where it gets very interesting. When Chelsea were first acquired, right, Chelsea's football, this consortium and Todd Boehly had to present ideas of what was going to happen with the stadium. What they did was use Roman Abramovich's old blueprints of the new stadium that they were going to build. They presented it, they said we're going to do this, but they never signed anything binding, right? After it was approved, what happened, and this is the key, what happened was the contract for the licensing to get the work started had expired. So they had to go through the whole process. They bought more land to make sure that they could expand the stadium even better. And Boehly and co had somebody called Janet Marie Smith in charge. She's an architect. For 18 months, she had on her website, and this part was very interesting, head of any redevelopment of the Chelsea stadium. She was basically going to be the main architect. However, then she removed. And why did she remove it? Well, number one, she removed it because she was taken off. Chelsea went in a different direction when Chris Jurasek came in, the CFO or the CEO, wherever he was, yeah. And he's a gentleman that takes over when Clearlake buy a business. When Clearlake buy a business, they bring him in for 2 years to build everything up. He leaves, someone gets promoted from within. And then the business is built and he moves on to the next business. He's basically there to stabilize stuff and then keep it stepping. However, what happened was after 18 months, the next 18 months was going to be where the progress was made. But it wasn't. Everything came to a halt because Clearlake said, no, we want our architects. We want a new SoFi Stadium. We want what is going to happen at Spurs to happen at Chelsea. We want that top tier stadium. We're going to invest and get the greatest. And even if it's not at Stamford Bridge, we move somewhere else. Todd Boehly, on the other hand, said, no, we'll do it stand by stand. Let's just do it the way Roman wanted to do it. And this is where the issues have become. Guys, if you invest the volume of money Boehly invested, and the assumption is you're going to have a lot of say, he wants sporting control. And he's not going to give up until he gets it. But, and this is where Ben Jacobs was excellent in what he said, this isn't a dysfunctional team completely where everything's going to be solved today. This is going to go on for maybe months, could potentially go on for years. And what I'm going to say to all of you is, and this is to summarize my video and close it off, do not fall for this, right? Do not believe that Boehly is good, Clearlake is bad. Clearlake is good, Boehly is bad. There's no such thing as bad. They're all throwing their toys out the pram because the results on the pitch aren't going well. They all want majority control, which Clearlake currently have. And if Clearlake want, they'll most probably buy him out and get full control. However, Boehly wants full control of Chelsea. And what's going to happen is there's going to be drama, there's going to be beef. But once results fix themselves on the pitch, no one will care. This is it. People only care about the boardroom when the results on the pitch are going badly. We had a good transfer window. There's this myth being spread by people, right? That we only buy young players. Waffle. Absolute nonsense. This window has changed the perception I had of the board, and I'll explain to you. They got us a goalkeeper who's 22 years old. They got us Tussin, who's a cover centre back that is 27-year-old. Trier Drewsbury Hall, 25-year-old. Jadon Sancho, 24-year-old. Joao Felix, 23-year-old. Neto, 24-year-old. Experience. This is experience with resale value. You've been asking for this. They went and delivered. Yes, they got the Estevals. Yes, they got Mike Penders. Yes, they got Alson Mino. Doesn't matter. For me, it does not matter. They are investing into the first team. We're just acting like spoiled brats. And that's the reality of it. This was the Kavkas View. I hope you lot enjoyed the video. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. If you want more detail on this situation, it's over here regarding the overall disgruntlement and what they're both upset about. It's in this video over here on the right. Go watch it. Check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Peace out. I'm out. Have a lovely day.